Today I'm going to show you how to go to your events manager and figure out your events match quality score. So let's do it. First things first, go to events manager, go to the side menu, click on events manager. You'll end up in the overview here, and you want to basically skip this, even though it shows you the match quality right here. But you're going to go to your pixel, and when you do that, you scroll all the way down where you can see this field, event match quality, right? Now, the goal is to get these numbers. So if you're using Conversions API, you should see a number at every conversion here, right? This is not a main account, so I don't have that set up here, but you will. You should. Now, the goal here is to get the events match quality up to maybe 8.8, or at least an 8.8, and ideally to a 9 or to a 9 or higher, all right? That's generally how this works. You want to aim for a 9+ if you can. I see a lot of changes, a lot of improvements when folks go from, 8.0 or 8.5 to 8.8. So typically, you want to hit 8.8 at least, or above from there. Now, all this simply means is that it's assessing how well data is being captured by your pixel, all right? That way, allowing it to match visitors and activity and events to people on the platform. Of course, we don't get that data. We can't know who on the platform bought or added to cart, but the algorithm can, because it isn't a person. So for privacy reasons, we're not going to be able to really see that stuff. But the technology will. So you want to send as many as you can, as many fields as possible, right? First name, last name, address, date of birth, zip code, etc. It helps the platform match the event to a person. And when that happens, all kinds of good things happen. It begins to understand what they were like before they bought, so it can better match them to attribute a purchase, as well as help it find other buyers who may not, have seen your ads yet. So it's generally pretty important for how this platform's ads work and how well they work for you. So we want to get this stuff sorted. So like I said, aim for an 8 or a 9. Aim for 8.8 to a 9. Now, the way that you do that is you can either have a developer custom code this in. Most people will not, because it's not that simple going into the Amazon AWS and basically having the servers communicate. It's a lot more difficult than a typical browser pixel setup, so most people will not do that. Instead, people just opt for a software solution, like Elevar or like Omega Pixel or something else. And typically, those tend to work, but they won't always work for you. So try different ones. I typically recommend Stackified, Elevar second place, Omega's Pixel third place, WeTrack maybe fourth place, and AnyTrack fifth place. Again, the order doesn't really matter. Just make sure you try one, and when you start seeing your purchase event hit, let's say, a 9 out of 10, you can stop there and keep that. Because I've seen a lot of improvement in CAC when that happens. So that's typically a good move to make. Now, on the flip side, what if you are doing lead gen, right? If you're doing lead gen, typically you don't need this as much, but I have heard that some pixel programs do really well with lead gen. I believe Hyros does, and I'm not the biggest Hyros fan, but I do think Hyros is pretty good there. And I also think that WeTrack does pretty well there as well. And I believe AnyTrack does well too. So it's a little bit trickier for lead gen because you might want to factor in if the person converted post-ad or not. But either way, you want to be using some type of software to track these things if you are seeing higher CAC than you want and your event scores are lower than you'd like. If your event score is a 7 and your CAC is too high, chances are you should just fix a 7 instead of trying to obsess over why your ads are too weak. So make sure your event match quality scores are pretty good before you start trying to dig into your ad quality, because it might not always be the ads. That's generally it.